must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
A very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us. My name is Miriam Ogutu, and the show is The People's Court, and our topic of the day is unity of purpose here in Kenya, even as we are going to shed some light on the BBI and perhaps bring us up to date with the latest developments that has been happening in relations to the BBI process, and even as the referendum now is looming on June this year. It is expected that we shall go on a referendum. IEBC right now, they're going through the process of verifying the signatures that were handed over to them a couple of weeks ago. Over 4.5 signatures were handed over to the IEBC, so they're going through the verification process after money was released to the IEBC. So that is where the process is right now. But we know the BBI report as it is right now. It was a product of the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga after that tumultuous time that we went through as a country in 2007, highly disputed elections that threatened the unity of this country. So after that was done and we went through our second election that year, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga had that very famous handshake on the steps of the president's office at the Jogoo House on the 8th of March 2018. That culminated to the what we have right now, the BBI process. And the key thing, the core agenda of this process is the unity for Kenyans as it seeks to address other issues that are related to the political indifference that we see that culminate to people even moving from their homes and the unnecessary clashes and loss of lives and all that we see every 5 years in this country. And so if this BBI can cure that, and President Uhuru Kenyatta, if he can leave a united Kenya, then I think over anything else that perhaps he will be able to achieve in his tenure, that will be his biggest legacy. And so President Uhuru Kenyatta has been very focused in leaving a united Kenya. That has been his key agenda, as we've seen when he was giving a speech a couple of months ago, and he said the unity, the handshake. I think that is probably one of his biggest achievements, and that is one of the key things that have been able to make him have a good night's sleep as a president of this country, knowing that every Kenyan feel that they're part of and their voices are being heard. And so the BBI was meant to address a lot of these issues that touched on marginalization and everything else that make us go crazy. Every 5 years we just act foolishly. A person that I've known for a very long time, when it comes to an electioneering period, now they become my enemy. They're no longer the good neighbor. They're no longer a good friend. And that is the sad truth. And if BBI can be able to cure a lot of this madness, because I think it's just out of order, and then we shall have a better country. So to look at the unity of purpose in this country, helping out in this conversation is Douglas Kirimi from Meru. Douglas, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam. Good morning to our crew at our headquarters in Nairobi. Good morning to my friend Jevan Karaja in Nanyuki. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers across the world, depending on where they are watching us from. And Happy New Year.
All right, and a very happy new year to you too, Douglas, and a very happy new year to our viewers. A very happy new year, and we're hoping that 2021 will come with some very good tidings, as opposed to what happened in 2020, but we're still here. I think at this point, borrow high. I think if you have your health and you're okay, that is more important. 2020 had taught us that, all right? And also joining us from Nanyuki is Jevan Karanja. Jevan, good morning.
It's a very good morning, Miriam. Good morning to Douglas Kiremi, and good morning to our viewers, wherever they're watching us from, and Happy New Year. And as you have said, we are still optimistic that the year 2021 will bring more goodies and blessings in our lives, and that the challenges of COVID-19 will be gone in this year. Thank you.
All right, very well. So, of course, the elephant in the room, even as we get into this conversation, that is on the leading newspapers this morning. We did not get to look at it earlier. And one of our viewers there was kind enough to point it out, but I knew we will talk about it right now. The Standard newspaper up there revealed Kang'ata's candid letter to President Kenyatta, and also it is on the front pages of the Star newspaper. BBI risks defeat in central Kenya. Kenyatta warned in a bold letter to Uhuru. Senate Majority Whip urges the President and Raila to change their strategy in the region. And also on the Daily Nation here, it says a BBI vote will flop in Mount Kenya, Uhuru warned. So, all right. It is an important conversation as far as BBI is concerned, so we cannot ignore that. And so I'll just read part of it, and I'll read from the Daily Nation on page 9. And somewhere down there it says Mr. Kang'ata cites 3 reasons that are making BBI unpopular in the central Kenya region. It is being framed as a Jubilee factional agenda spearheaded only by the Kieleweke side. The notion that BBI will expand parliament and claims that the government supporting legislators in the region have been edged out of BBI programs in favor of their local political competitors. The letter also says politicians against the BBI in the region are employing common people language in their campaigns, while the government's narrative is being sold by civil servants with limited political skills. The situation is being worsened by the hard economic times facing residents. I will cite the example of Kangema Member of Parliament, Honorable Muturi Kigano, who has been steadfastly supporting the government since 2017. He chairs the Strategic Committee of Justice and Legal Affairs of the National Assembly. Notwithstanding this, his political rival is spearheading BBI in Kangema to Kigano's exclusion. This grievance is silently brewing among MPs in the National Assembly. A number of them are Komerera political double agents who are biding their time before they bolt out. Okay, now I've learned a new term there, Komerera. So these are people who are two-timers. They're not really, so they're just waiting to see which side before they make their decision there. So these reasons, of course, that Kang'ata, this is a letter that was not even meant to be seen by the public, but he had written to the party organs there of Jubilee Party, and he raised concerns. And I think it's important, because in a democracy you must be able to have very candid conversations. But some of the things here that Kang'ata has raised, I think the key thing is, by selling the BBI in the central region, the government has not been able to use a narrative that the people can identify with, I don't know, or the government is not using a language that the people can hear, I'm not sure, but is saying that one of the key things that is making the BBI not very popular in the central region, I think, is how the government is not employing common people language. And we have to understand, when it comes to something like the BBI, I think can the government, use another language outside of what the BBI, has, or what is inside the BBI, or what is the people perhaps will benefit from the BBI, or how the BBI is expected to address some of these issues that have plagued this country. So by Kang'ata saying perhaps the government is not using a people-friendly language, what do you take this to imply, Javan?
Thank you very much, Miriam. And let me say this, one moment in time, Senator and recently he is called Dr. Irungu Kang'ata was one of Tanga Tanga diehards, and he supported Deputy President. This closed Mount Kenya region, selling the agenda of pastoralism. And as time goes, he changed tune, and he joined the side that supports the president and the legacy and development of this country. And Miriam, in one of the local stations, Kang'ata have said that the reason why he fell out with the deputy president is because the deputy president wanted him to hit the president and to taint him in bad image. And that is the reason why he decamped and joined the president, who he says is a friend who campaigned for him and made sure that he is elected senator of Murang'a County. And Miriam, is so unfortunate that today we are seeing Irungu Kang'ata trying to do the same things that he said made him fell out with the deputy president, and that is hitting the president and telling him lies and are trying to portray that the deputy president, because the vice versa of that story is portraying the deputy president as a man who has the ground, as a man who has the language that the people of Mount Kenya understand. And that is not the case, Miriam. What we know, and this is a fact, is that people in Mount Kenya, they are divided. There are those who support the BBI and there are those who don't support. There are those who support the president and there are those who feel like in one way or the other, because of the propaganda that have been said through the region in the likes of Moses Kuria, that the president is not working, that the president have sidelined the region. That is why they are divided and they feel like the president is not working. But when you go out there and you look at the development agenda of the president, in the Mount Kenya region, you'll see that a lot of development. There are mega dams that are under construction. We have roads. We have the railway line, and we have a lot of things that are happening in Mount Kenya region. Therefore, Irungu Kang'ata is just doing what he used to do previously, and that is hitting the president and portraying president in a bad image. And the Miriam, number two thing that I feel like we are losing the point here is that Irungu Kang'ata, who is also the deputy president, a friend, is trying now to bring the confusion. And Miriam, number one, is trying to bring the confusion around the BBI. And him saying that is only 2% of Mount Kenya region who support the BBI. That is a naked lie, because Miriam, who has carried out that observation, who have went around to carry that kind of investigation, therefore he should tell us who carried out that survey. And
so are you feeling, before, because I see, I think we'll be joined by a doctor, I don't know if, yes. Let me just cut you, Jevan, and I'll come back to you and also Douglas, but we are, blessed to be joined this morning by Dr. David Matanga. Doctor, a happy New Year to you.
Miriam.
Yes. Oh, very nice to see you. Look at you. Happy New Year.
Let's just go. Hallelujah.
Oh, we praise the Lord for that. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Yes. I just am doing something as instructed. Then, Miriam, God is great.
He is.
God is great, Miriam, all of you. Good morning, first of all, my lady.
A very good morning, Doctor. Very nice to see you.
Good morning, younger men. Thank you for keeping the spirit. Where is the professor?
He is not joined today, but I think he will join us later.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I take this opportunity to take a short prayer. One short prayer without saying much of what it is, but a short prayer to say thank you very much. After 2 months, I have seen you. I was away and I've come back. Thank you very much. The rest of the details, Miriam, we shall talk when I come to the offices. I want to thank you very much for the tenacity and the steadfastness that you have kept the studios, you have kept the television. You never gave up. You pumped in a lot of sense. All of you, Karanja, my friend Douglas, my young man, I have taught the real people behind, and that is the spirit. All of you in the studios, from Stephen, Sam, all the workforce, thank you very much. Thank you. Today is a great day for me. I will join the debate. We shall make a special program of diplomatic leaks, which I'm very, that my favorite. And I will bring it, it will be. But this is the subject. That's why I've woken up. Look at the strength. I've woken up to come to make sure that nobody harasses President Uhuru Kenyatta on this type of things. Nobody fails the peace that Kenya has got. Nobody dilutes what Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta did. Forget about the truth. And you people, one of the problems is that you don't tell them Tell Ruto, forget about the truths, these small truths that you do. They don't hold. One of the biggest problems of Kenya since independence is the Luo versus the Kikuyu. They have been having a problem since independence. Uhuru Kenyatta came out to shake hands with William Ruto in Nakuru. It did not stop the violence in 2017, did it? And let's talk facts now. If it was not ODM, Ruto would have not known where Hegi was. Hakuna leo mwaka hii kuzungumiza rubbish. Let's talk the truth. Shoot to the hip. It is Raila Amolo Odinga ODM that he rode on to get popularity. Now he's eating with the enemies, Hassan Omar in Mombasa, who really wrote a report to take him to jail. Tuambiane wakweli. This year, no, you die once. Hii mambo ya kutisha Uhuru, mnatisha Uhuru every time. I've come back, I'm here. And I will be every minute of the strength of my strength. I will defend Uhuru Kenyatta and the BBI. Whether Uhuru himself refuses it, it's the only route that Kenya can have peace. It's the only route that Kenya can avoid Uganda situation. It's the only route that Kenya can avoid Central African situation. It's the only route that Kenya can avoid Rwanda. It's the only route. You cannot hold an election in Kenya today with this type of electoral commission. You will bring bloodshed. We prepare for more. The jail in Hague is now big. It's bigger than the previous. If you hold elections without reforms, that's stupidity. Tuambiane ukweli. They can be traitors, let them be. But the handshake, the BBI came in, it brought, MPs can refuse. Who tells you that if 20% can agree, is 20% the whole population of Kenya? That Kangata step aside, another leader of majority will be found. And the people will decide, the Kenyan people will decide. But you cannot be taken to a hotel in Mombasa, pay the food with your wife because you are poor in the heart, poverty of faith. Omutima omuvundu is what has brought chaos in Uganda. Poverty of faith. Franz Fanon Folise is coming here slowly. You people follow this. Someone is importing the Franz Fanon is a fury of violence. And the violence alone. That once violence is used on Kenyans, they will fear him. And you know who he is. Akuje. Bare knuckles. After all, it is this voice that was there. Hassan Omar, Mudhama, Murkomen had fixed him. The Murkomen he supports very much, had written a report. He's a witness number 520 something. I don't want to tell you the last figure. In ICC books, rubbish. Governor Sang is a witness 590 something, or TP 495 something. I don't want to tell you the last number because ICC will call me. Rubbish. These are people who wrote statements against the same man. Today is paying them money that they take pictures, they are together eating rice and pilau in the coast. People forget easily. You cannot dismember a man's backyard. The man planted poison in the Great Mountains. Am I wrong, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen? He planted poison amongst the Douglas, amongst Karanja. That is exactly the policy Museveni used in 1981. He turned the population against us, Obote. Told them we are killers. Yet he was the one killing at night. You people, Kenyans, watch. This thing is coming here. This man admires Hitler and Museveni. You know, he wears like Museveni. He is coming. Those security agencies who don't see, some of us have been in this region for a long time. There is no rebel activities that can defeat me in this region. Whether it is Riek Machar, you saw, Miriam, you saw myself. Wasn't I calling Riek Machar in your presence? He knows me. And I told him, go and assign this. I know everything. This guy is going to cause you trouble. And the earlier President Uhuru Kenyatta, wherever you are, sir, Your Excellency, the earlier you put your feet down, don't you do perestroika, I told you. Piecemeal, overhaul this thing. Don't turn this into a political process. This is a redemption strategy. Kenyans, and those listening to me, this time is hot. A redemption strategy. What is it? When Uhuru Kenyatta shook hands with Raila Amolo Odinga, they raised 9 points. I don't think even Ruto remembers 9 of them. He cannot even cram because his exam was written for him. Some of us, our exams were not written for. You see, the bright brain is here. We write our own exams. But look at the 9 points. What are the 9 points? The ethos. Elections, bad elections, corruption, violence after elections. If you don't change the electoral mechanisms of Kenya, which 2022 are you talking about? Which 2022? If you have Chebukati and the bandwagon of surrogates who sell signatures before they mature, which 2022 are you going to? Bloodbath. You must change it now. An amendment. You must make an amendment to your constitution. You see, Miriam, and the viewers, wherever you are, what is happening here is the people stopping the BBI are like Museveni stop saying, let's go for scientific elections. When he reaches scientific elections, the other group outsmarts him in the scientific mechanisms. They became more organized than he started. The only thing he had to do is to hold another butchers from Mogadishu, butchers from Congo, deliver them in the capital city to threaten the masses. Otherwise, scientific elections, if you count, unahesabu tunahesabu, unahesabu tunahesabu. Umeona hiyo? Sasa anaanza kufanya drones are everywhere. Utapiga ngapi? Unahesabu, wanahesabu. So what is happening here? The people who don't want BBI fear one thing. And let this be a maiden speech. They fear one thing. They failed constitutionally. Museveni failed to extend his tenure. He should have extended and kept his tenure. The tenure of 5 years in the constitution for a president, then declare martial law. If you have gone to school, he has not gone to school because he has got one flat degree from Dar es Salaam University of violence. Violence, and the violence alone, felony funds. He wrote, can you have a human being writing a paper, a whole office to pass an exam on violence? The same with Ruto. They are people of the same blood. You people be careful. Let President Uhuru Kenyatta be careful. And I'm speaking this from the experience. There's a Brutus and a Cassius. Have you seen Kangata Cassius in the Senate? It will not take long before they drag the president for an impeachment. They have been plotting it. One of the corrupt cartels told me and Amuraze in front of us, 3 of us, that they have been collecting money to pay MPs to impeach the president. What to do? What to do? Akuje. Mapambano bado sasa inaanza. You disorganize Kenya, you have disorganized Uganda. You have disorganized us. You have disorganized the entire Great Lakes region. Those who talk Kenya, Kenya, Kenya. If you kill Kenya, then I won't be having fresh air. Therefore, I defend it. What to do? Utadu what? Will you stop what Bazungu are talking about Kenya? What will you do? You don't want Matanga to talk about Kenya? So, the BBI is the only surest way. If you don't want it, go and say no. But don't dismember it. Don't dismember. Whether you become a president tomorrow, you will do an amendment. You will have to do an amendment to have a peaceful, united Kenya. I submit that a peaceful, united Kenya can be obtained, can be got, can be arrived at when the handshake and the BBI, when Raila Odinga. And one of the facts that I want to, you know, I don't want people to misunderstand me. I want to lay it down here today. You know what? I am a student of political science and a conflict resolution in Africa. Bring any questions, I'll answer you. Since 1992, the violence, or since 1963, this country has been characterized by politics of two distinct, this is good English, distinct political paths. The Luo, distinct political path, and the Kikuyu. Anyone who wants to thrive, to climb, they climb on the Luo to arrive. Believe me or not, Jaramogi Oginga gave way to Jomo Kenyatta. They made friendship. He said, without you coming out, I will not take anything. He was not a traitor. Time has come to revisit history. Look at the political path. Tell me, the rest of the politics is hostage politics. Uwe mjamana chukua watu ya Rift Valley hostage. Anaambia, if you don't vote me, nyenye, I will vote you, I will do this. That is hostage politics. Mniambia politics iko wapi? 1.8 million people. Wanashinda hao wote kweli? Tuambiane. Usitishkatishe Uhuru. Uhuru wants a united country. You have brought class struggle. Class struggle leads to a conflict. You have said hustler. When you are the one milking the cow, Ruto has been milking the cow since when? Tuambiane ukweli. Since when? Ruto has been milking the cow. Since when? Since he entered politics, he has been milking the cow. He has been milking the rich people. So when he calls himself a hustler, what hustler? To hustle what? Hustler what? You were Kenyan. Kenyans, why do you fear to tell this man the truth? Now you create a class struggle in a country that has been living peacefully. You want an election in 2022. How will this class struggle work? There will be violence on the streets, in the valleys, in the mountains. I submit. If Ruto says he's a hustler, tell us where he hustled. The first car, he got it very nicely as a gift. Mwambiane ukweli. President Uhuru Kenyatta is fearing to tell this guy there is a Brutus in the house. See, we who are friends, who have sacrificed a lot. In 2007, 2008, I did not know Uhuru Kenyatta. I did not know William Ruto. The Kenyans, Hassan Omar, Muzama, Harwale, all these people wanted these guys to go to jail. Today, Ruto is sleeping with them in bed. Isn't that stupidity? It can be reconciliation, but stupidity of the highest degree. They are the ringleaders that we shall deliver a hustler nation. Hassan Omar is married to Rongo's daughter. What was Rongo doing in the coast? Watch out. Well, we know why Hassan Omar hates the government. Akuje campaign. Let's bring the campaign out. People listening, don't fear. Watu walete hii kitu. Just bring the campaign of BBI. Tuwachafue hii watu. We shall expose them. Hassan Omar has just resurrected because he got some money from the Italian nun who was released. Shut up. The organization NGO that is a patron received the money from the Italian government as a ransom. Hiyo mnakuwa hapa mnasema Hassan Omar. Me, if it was not Wako, I would have thrown Hassan Omar out of the plane in the Hague. I'm telling you the truth. And Wako is there, Senator, will tell you. You have to restrain me. Said we are flying with this man. We are coming from the Hague, defending people. Where were people when we are defending him? Who is the Mulukomen? Who is the Senator's Governor Sang? Can I tell you the truth, Miriam? And the viewers, Mulukomen and the Governor Sang are witnesses of ICC against Ruto. If they say, no, I produce the documents. I'm the only one in the sub-Saharan Africa who has those documents. Wachana. They can lie. Why you are allowing the Fenon Fancy Fury to arrive here? The man who copies how Museveni wears a hat, how Museveni has a cows, the long-horned cows with a stick. Be careful. That's how Hitler started to dismember his German people. Mwangalie hiyo. I want to thank you very much, Miriam, that I've come back with very high spirits with the spirits, and I'm ready to crush anything katikati hapo. Anything yenye inashika mzee, anything that touches the president, wewe niambie alifanya nini? Alifanya nini? To shake hands with Raila Odinga. What wrong did he do? To bring peace. People were burning the city. Economy was going down. We have COVID. Instead of uniting to tell people that COVID is real, watu wengine wanacheza cheza. COVID is real. It kills. It's available. It can be got. That's why you see anywhere where we are in London, we are on these masks. Everywhere, even in the house. Even you speak to your mother, your son, you are on a mask. COVID kills. And don't play with it. That unacheka unaweka mask chini hapa. Rubbish. Like what Ruto is doing at the coast. He's spreading the thing. That thing is real. Let people listen to the government. And the Miriam, Karanja, Douglas, I want to thank you very much. That's the end, and I submit. I'm ready for any questions on conflict resolution management. Redemption strategy is 1. Reconciliation, truth-telling, accountability, restitution, reparation. It all leads to one word: healing. The moment you turn BBI into a political process of where you say you are a hustler, to rally wheelbarrows, to line them from Mombasa to Malaba, you will have a longer journey. You will dismember this country. Unite behind President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to amend, to create a new electoral mechanisms that can deliver winner, not take all, winner, both, all of them. Whoever loses has a losing speech, a speech of a loser and a speech of a winner. All of them work for one country. That is the spirit. I know Miriam, now I'm back. My political command in London is working. I'll be bringing, don't fear to ask me about Uganda, because it is really hot. He counts, we count. Aisabu, tunaisabu. Sasa, ndio hiyo. I'll tell you more. Some of the people who have been saying, where have I been on Uganda? When you grow at the age of 65, you hand the baton to the younger man, Douglas. Can't you see that? Can't you see that? And support him where he cannot reach. Can't you see that? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Don't stick on power. People are telling me, oh, you go to, I can't be like Bob Wine. I've surrendered the baton. I've fought battles since 1978. Removed Idi Amin, so 9 governments go down. I have handed over the baton. You stand and you see your children, like when I was not around on my 2-month leave, I saw my children talking exactly what I had wanted. I was watching. I was very impressed. I don't know what to do with Miriam. I don't know. I don't know what to do with Douglas, with Daniel, with Karanja. with Professor Onyali. I saw that this is what you can leave behind, a legacy of people well organized, not people whose degrees are written for, that you have a PhD which was written at night in Nairobi University. Kwenda wachana, onesha watu research wapi. Can you create a plant? Can you go and put a plant in the culture to grow into a plant, a seed? Wachana nini? Wacha, at least me, I can create a theory of redemption strategy. Because I read political science. Here I am. Leo ni leo. Thank you very much, Miriam.
And Doctor, and before I go to somebody else, the new party, the Wheelbarrow Party, what do you make of it?
A party led by the men who wanted Ruto to be jailed. United Democratic Alliance, to alliance with who? You see what the President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto should do. Later hii kitu. Why is Ruto fearing to say, no, I don't like a BBI? Why? Why is he fearing? Aende. Tutamupiga kwa kiwanja, tumuache huko. Kenyans are not stupid anymore. Why is it that everybody who has a corruption case in DCI is a member of this party? How many cases has Muthama got? Including the ones of eloping somebody's wife. What credibility has Muthama got, who cannot speak even English, to lead a who to who, or to where? If Kalonzo speaks in that region, can Muthama get the Akamba people to vote for Ruto? Surely? This is a party for money making. Believe me or not, it's a money making party. I don't want, you know, Mwaura is used to be a person handpicked from the kitchen. Mtoto wa chokoni. Later, wake up. Don't blame him too much. He was very poor, even the wife was running away. So he needs some money. And you know, the other side of His Excellency, the President, they are honest people. They don't have free money to give. They work for people. The other side has free money laundered from Nigeria, from where all these monies are there. Eat it. Mukule. Sindio Mwaura alikwambia he had personal problems. Can Mwaura pass in a constituency where he comes from? Even to pass, just to pass. So, what type of people are you collecting? What will stop Moses Kuria from turning against you at the last minute? I used to go with Moses Kuria to the ICC. I did not even know that he's the one who bought witnesses. But he came here on national television in Kenya. He said, I bought witnesses to fix Ruto. And the Ruto is very happy with him. When he sees him coming, he's clapping. You know what annoys me is when the president is being insulted, belittled. His Excellency, the Deputy President, is opening his teeth and clapping. Hiyo ya ukweli. Wanatoshesha, you know, toshek, I don't know, what is that Swahili word? To punish, wanatoshesha Uhuru sana. They have punished, they have belittled Uhuru so much. They have belittled his presidency. The man has paid. You go and dismantle your friend his presidency. You call him brother during the time. At night you are collecting witness tamperers and procurers in hotels in Mombasa to dismantle. Alice Wahome, his problem is loneliness. So if you are lonely, you need a company. So there are some medicines. You see, don't even go much to those problems, Miriam. Some people need simple medicine. They can change. You know, loneliness can cause trouble. If you have nobody to call darling or this can cause trouble. In terms of seriousness, we can't speak about it during the normal times because our children are listening. Loneliness. That's why the Karanjas have struggled to marry. My son here is struggling to marry, to avoid Douglas, to avoid loneliness. Where Songa is struggling to marry, to avoid loneliness. It is a very bad disease. So you sit in the house and you are lonely. Very bad disease. Alice Wahome is suffering from that. So if she's in trouble, oh God, help us. So this Miriam, this is it. The party that has just been created is a party for making money, for minting coins. They want to mint this man more money. The guy cannot say, ask His Excellency the Deputy President that today say, I am a member of UDA. He can't say. He can't, because he knows that is an impeachment straight away. But he's using proxy. So time has come for His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta to stand firm, either to remain alone and steer the country for the rest of 2 years. I think that time has come. Steer us out of COVID-19, steer the Kenyans as we wait for events in East Africa to take shape. Miriam, you count, we count. Therefore, unaisabu tunaisabu. Kama inakwisha draw, ikue draw, step 2. Those who thought that we were gone, not yet. So I want to thank you again, my younger generation. I will, from now onwards, day in and out, I will support you. You have done a great job, and I'm here. Let's support BBI. Let's stand by BBI. If the president says it is bad, we also keep quiet. But so far, the president told us on New Year that there must be an amendment. Whether you like it or not, you cannot hold the 2022. Jamen, don't you have don't you have conviction of that? Don't you have that conviction? Hata upendi uspendi, hii kitu must be changed if you want peace. Iwa jamaa wanaanza namna hivi. What about if they are if you hold an election now, the way the Kenyan situation it is, I can now listen to my younger people. Miriam, I'm ready to listen. Thank you very much, and I hope I've pumped some sense.
Indeed. Thank you so much. That is Dr. David Matanga. He's been on leave for about 2 months now, and Doctor, we are happy to have you back with us today. Thank you so much. So now, Douglas, this statement by the a Senate Majority Leader here saying that the reason why BBI is not popular is because the government is not employing common people language. Is he failing to understand that BBI is not a regional thing? BBI is a national agenda, and so BBI must have a national undertone. So when he says the common people's language, what does he mean in this case, and what is he implying? Douglas.
Miriam, thank you for that question. And there is something that you missed, but you already highlighted it when you said Peter Kigano is struggling in Kangema to sell BBI, and his opponent is also struggling to sell BBI. But what Kangata did not tell Kenyans is that in his letter also, he said most of the respondents come from Murang'a County. Irungu Kangata, Francis Irungu Kangata, the senator for Murang'a, did not tell us if they went to Oroitoktok or Okicha, or they went to Northeastern, or they went to Meru, where I come from. I've never seen Irungu Kangata in Meru at any given time, except for a BBI meeting, and he has no significant say on what the people of Meru are saying. My brother works for provincial administration. I've not had my brother tell me the people at the ground are saying their percentage is at 20. And remember, where he had done his poll in Murang'a County, they had said Kenyans in Central Province support the BBI at 20%. The Uro Central Region has about 6 million votes. So 20% of 6 million votes is 1.2 million votes. So far so good, because we have not done a significant BBI committee in Central Province. But there's also one thing that Irungu Kangata misses. They miss a time when they could threaten the BBI Secretariat and they would be given money to go and campaign for BBI Secretariat. So whatever BBI letter that was purported to be written to the president was written by Irungu Kangata, one, to solicit funds for members of parliament to be able to patronage the BBI process in the Central Province. One issue that they have with the provincial administration handling the issue of BBI is that they thought that the provincial administration is being more funded than the politicians, including Irungu Kangata in Murang'a County. In Meru, we have no problem with the provincial administration. The governor of Meru, Kiraitu Murungi, His Excellency Kiraitu Murungi, said they are working with the provincial administration and they deliver the signatures. And he said they are continuing to work with the provincial administration to make sure that the people of Meru submit their signatures to the BBI Secretariat, and also so that we can be able to deliver the BBI referendum to the people of Meru and the people of the world. Irungu Kangata did not do his survey in Meru. The greatest problem that I have with Irungu Kangata is that, one, his problem is the money that is purported to have spent in provincial administration and not under the hands of Irungu Kangata. So we need to call out the group that he has called some people. He has called Komerera. He is the one that is a Komerera. A Komerera means someone that is hiding in some place and waiting so that they can strike for the opportune moment. At this point in time, history may judge Irungu Kangata very harshly because he cannot purport to go in his Kiaru backyard and do a survey that he purports to come from Central Province. When we talk
what
about
I hear you,
Central Province,
Douglas, what I hear you to say is that Jubilee Party may not be having the right person to lead its agenda in the Senate. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, that is my point, because you cannot tell the president of the Republic of Kenya, whereas your survey has been majorly done in Murang'a County. Murang'a County does not represent Laikipia, does not represent Meru, doesn't represent Tharaka Nithi, doesn't represent Embu, does not represent Kiambu, does not represent Nyeri. Irungu Kangata is joking. At the end of the day, another thing, if Irungu Kangata has a rivalry with his people in BBI in Central Region, Irungu Kangata needs to call his house in order. He is a Senate Majority Whip. He needs to deal with that without necessarily dragging Kenyans. If Irungu Kangata says that BBI has no support in Central Province, were the Kenyans that gave their views in the age of social media, in the age of scientific elections that might be done in Uganda, in the age where technology is very rampant, where did the signatures come from when they came from Central Province? Where did the signatures that came from Meru and Tharaka Nithi and Embu, Mount Kenya East come from? Irungu Kangata needs to interrogate is that. He needs to do a retrospect of his act, and he needs to be able to see the truth from his own eyes. In Murang'a County, the governor of Murang'a, His Excellency Mwangi wa Iria, did a major rally, and when people came out to give their signatures for the BBI process, the governor of Murang'a is not known to have forced these people to have given their signatures. Irungu Kang'ata did not do any meeting in Murang'a to be able to tell the people of Murang'a to give out their signatures. It is the governor of Murang'a, through the ward administrators and the provincial administration, that brought the signatures from Murang'a County. So I want to call out to the coward from Kearu, the senator for Murang'a, Irungu Kang'ata, who is purporting to be speaking for Central Province, where I come from. And this is the same man that is the Senate Majority Whip. If they did a survey, if he paid for a survey, he could not have paid for it in Murang'a County. Okay. That is where he is a senator from. He could have paid for this for it from the 6 million voters in Central Province who are registered voters. Okay. And if he has spoken for us as 6 million voters from Central Province, we have 6 million votes. And he has said that 20% of the same, which is equivalent to 1.2 million votes. That is good enough. By the time we start our campaigns from this month, by the time we are on June 21st, BBI is going to pass in the morning, and Irungu Kang'ata will keep waiting for the money to squander the money. Irungu Kang'ata will keep waiting for the scapegoats to be able to blame them for nothing. Because, Miriam, this BBI process is not about Kearu constituency or Murang'a County. BBI is a national reconciliation and a hearing process. This is not a political card we need to give Murang'a Senator Irungu Kang'ata. This is not a political process, Miriam. Dr. Masanga said time and again, this is a redemption strategy for this country. BBI is bigger than Irungu Kang'ata. What I'm doing this morning, what I'm asking the president is that he needs to de-whip him. We can de-whip him as also I'm calling for Deputy President William Ruto to resign from government. We can de-whip him and get someone else. We can get the senator for mayor. We can get someone else to be Senate Majority Whip. Irungu Kang'ata was not sincere in his letter to the president, because one morning he is working and talking about people who are reading BBI process. I thought BBI is being read by common people, is read by people that were defeated, and also people that are in government. He cannot purport to be speaking for Peter Kigano, the MP for Kangema. BBI is not a Kangema issue. BBI is a national healing strategy that we need to be able to bring to this nation, Miriam. Right, and I'm calling for that man to resign so that we can have a competent man that is not a coward, who addresses the president in the media. Who does that?
All right, very well. Apparently, this letter was meant for the party's organ, but it has found its way to the public here, so now we are talking about it. And you've raised issues on the credibility of Kang'ata and the issues that he's raising, and Javan also did so earlier there, and you're saying he cannot be speaking for the larger Mount Kenya region, because where did he hold these polls? Who did he interview? Who did he talk to? And so, Javan, this brings me to my next question. Then if he's not come there and gotten your idea or your opinion on the matters BBI, then who is Kang'ata speaking on behalf?
Yeah, Miriam, I was telling you previously that the reason why Irungu Kang'ata fell out with the deputy president is because the deputy president was asking him to hit the president and to taint the image of the president of the Republic of Kenya. And it is on record on the local radio stations that Irungu Kang'ata said he could not go around beating the president and tainting his image, the person who campaigned for him. And that is how they fell out with the deputy president. Maybe he has gone back to Tangatanga, because originally he was a Tangatanga sympathizer, and he can't now come to pretend that he speaks for the people of Mount Kenya region. And therefore, I feel like he is speaking on behalf of the deputy president, because they are still good friends. They still maintain their ties, and they were in Tangatanga, and they crisscrossed Mount Kenya region, trying to portray and to campaign for the Hazarism agenda. Therefore, Irungu Kang'ata was a man who is a hyena in a sheep cloth, who came in Kieleweke camp, and he maneuvered his ways to the position of the chief whip. Therefore, I feel like I support Douglas that he should be whipped, because he is now confusing the president and he is telling lies to the president. Number two, Miriam, BBI is not a is not a process of Mount Kenya region alone. This is a Kenyan process. It's a process that tries to unite all Kenyans. Therefore, if 20% of Kenyans from Murang'a supports BBI, then us in Nyeri will do our survey and see the number of people who support it in Nyeri, in Kiambu, in Nyanza, and all the entire country, so that we make a conclusion. And Miriam, we cannot rely on these surveys. We have seen these surveys from Ipsos and other Infotrack who carry out surveys. And when we go for the day of election, when we go for the day of voting, we find those surveys are not working. They don't reflect the will of the people. And Miriam, number two, we have not went around campaigning for the BBI in Mount Kenya region. The person who have been in Mount Kenya region with the propagandas is the deputy president, and he has taken all that time. Therefore, when we will come to campaign for BBI in Mount Kenya region, I think they will have a run for their money, because BBI will see even getting 70% of Mount Kenya people, because we have not campaigned for it. Therefore, the person who have been in Mount Kenya and propagating those kind of lies is the deputy president with his authorism agenda. And if they have that with all those campaign, and this is a wake-up call to the deputy president and those people who oppose the BBI, with all the campaign in Murang'a, they have camped there. They have been Mount Kenya region campaigning against BBI, and we have 20% of Mount Kenya region supporting the BBI. Then it's quite clear that the Mount Kenya region still supports the President Uhuru Kenyatta, because the President Kenyatta, Raila Odinga, and all Kenyans have not gone out there to campaign for the BBI. And when time comes, Miriam, you'll see the people reflect, because now they have been fed with lies. When we'll start telling them the truth and what BBI is, then they will understand the importance of the BBI. Because, Miriam, we cannot go treating a person without telling them what they are suffering from. We must tell the people of Mount Kenya counties they have been intimidated. Their numbers are not reflected in the national sharing of the cake. And this time round, we have a remedy for them. And that is where we will start. And after that, Miriam, you'll see that the Mount Kenya region will support the BBI. If they supported President Uhuru Kenyatta, they as well support the BBI and all this process to bring this country together. Because at the end of it all, Miriam, is the people from Mount Kenya region who suffers. Is the people from Mount Kenya region in Nairobi whose business are closed. It is the people of Mount Kenya region who suffered in Eldoret, in Nakuru, when we had the violence of 2007. And we don't want a replica of that, and we want a peaceful country, and that peaceful country is engineered and is being founded through the BBI process that we bring all Kenyans on board. Thank you.
All right, so at the weekend, nominated Senator Isaac Mwaura, who has been a supporter of President Kenyatta, crossed over to Tangatanga side and explained that he defected for his own political survival. Has nothing to do with the issues addressed in the BBI. Isn't this very interesting, Doctor? And I know you talked about this earlier.
I like the points the two gentlemen have made. Resignation is the only way out. The weeping is the only way out. And the president must be firm on this. We have advised on several things that have come to pass. Miriam, how many things have we predicted on this television? By the way, I want to congratulate you that in all of you, Abazonia, Cameroon, at last, we got a breakthrough in the Congress. We got a very nice breakthrough. All Paulo Bia's children plus grandchildren and grandchildren, you know, it's 90-something, you know. And all ministers, nobody will ever step in Europe, nobody will ever step in America. All warmongers, that is an achievement for Punchline Africa TV. We have said, people have listened to our clips. Miriam, your clip is there in the US. All of us, for standing up for people of Cameroon and the people of Abazonia. Congratulations. Coming back to Mwaura. Karanja raised a very good point. No, Douglas.
The funding.
It is money. You know, such a letter is to threaten the government to release millions. You know, these MPs and the senators are now very poor. COVID has created a very terrible scenario where poverty has come in, where the more trips you make, the more outings you make, the more money you make. But if you have a queue of ladies, concubines, how much will you spend? So you need extra money. Douglas is correct. Hii watu walikuwa wanatafuta pesa, si ndio Douglas? They wanted more money from to go and spend. Where has he done the sample? Has he done that sample in Luoland? Has he done it in Luoland? Has he done it in Mombasa? Has he done it in Nairobi? There is a point he raised about Nairobi governorship. Somehow, we might, there's something that can be discussed, but not here. Because in Nairobi, we need, Douglas will agree with me, we need a very formidable, a tough talking, a person who can sail through and raise Nairobi. A pair of hands that will not give the central government chaos. That's the Nairobi we want. And that's the governor they are looking for. So that can be another subject for your topics on Nairobi governorship. But all this, Miriam boils to money. What does Mwaura want? Money. To fly in helicopter, to be seen, to sleep in hotels paid by. In the morning you are lining before Farouk Kibet to be given 200. Haven't you seen people crying on social media? They were left in Kwale, in hotels. At least some of us, we use our little money and even go to your own account and draw to defend Uhuru Kenyatta. I used to do that, to defend Ruto, to fly. I used to sell even my logobooks of my cars. But Ruto has never called me for tea. That is not a problem. I did not work for a reward. But the point here is, a traitor remains a traitor. In Kikuyu, they are called Tukunira. Karanja Kante, in Kikuyu, they are called Tukunira. Tukunia, a sack. If there are many, they are called Gunia.
They are called, Dr. They are called Tokonia.
Tokonia, hey.
Yeah.
I know a bit of, I am also like that man across the bridge. We know lots of languages. You know, if things go wrong, I have brought my army, and I have now brought some units in Kampala to disorganize these chaps. You know, that is the language that if you are not careful, Miriam, it is coming here quietly. This guy is an admirer. He has no interest of opposing. The DP has no interest of opposing BBI. He's going to play us this trick. He's already telling Chebukati, delay the verifications. When it comes to sometime, you tell them the time for a referendum has passed by law. You didn't know what is happening behind the scenes. Even when you pay 94 million cash, they want more when they have not even finished halfway.
Mm.
It's a delaying tactic.
And that
So
mistake,
all-
Doctor, the tweet that IBC tweeted there during the verification process when it was starting, was that a mistake?
That is, Miriam, that tweet, I'm sorry, I was not here. I was still on my mandatory leave, which you know very well. Good presidents in Africa do leave.
Even President Uhuru Kenyatta, yes, took a leave. So yeah, that
Yes.
tweet.
I read it. The tweet was real. It was not a mistake. That's how they think about it. Look at the man who wrote it. They have been indoctrinated to do those things, Douglas. They have been indoctrinated to do it. That tweet was not accident. They meant what they were saying. And the earlier you know, burning bridges, that's what Chebukati is going to do. You wait. If the president does not start quickly, pick up his socks and his stick and say, I need these things now. This signature verification will go from one excuse to another until we reach what we call a lacuna in constitutionalism, where you say now you can't hold a referendum 1 year to elections. You get my point? They are going to take us there. These are some of the tricks that are being played. Kakata has just played one. Mwaura has played one. The man himself is playing many. If you really love your leader, your boss, someone is insulting your boss, talking ill about your boss, about the family of the boss, bringing in family. Surely, don't you stand up and tell the man of the microphone, please stop it. Then what? Why are we tunaopembelesha? Sisi watu wengine tunaambiwa don't go hard. Hakuna, sasa hakuna. Data ambayo tumepata sasa iko mingi. Tena tutatupa ninakwambia unahesabu na sisi tunahesabu. In the process we have discovered the data. Yeah, plenty in Miriam. Some of them can burn your eyes. So that's why you see, I believe you have talked about people committing suicide. Mm-hmm. Why should people from one office commit suicide several times? They must be fearing something, isn't it? What is it that is being feared? Allah, muniambiange, is this not the fear of Frantz Fanon? I want all of you to go back today and read Frantz Fanon policy. I think, Miriam, now you have read it and sunk it properly. It is very interesting on violence. Very good. Douglas, I recommend you do that. Frantz Fanon theory of violence is what Museveni used against us. This morning I wrote my piece, and Miriam, I told you I'm a Christian. You know that Bible of mine I used to tell you is the Bible that keeps me. It is very sweet. Very sweet. That I would tell that I write the way I'm writing now. And when I call you call me on this show, expect fireworks. That the people want. If there is anybody Don't refuse people who want to interact with us. If they have a counter opinion, mukuje. And invite people. Don't hesitate. Call them. We want to make an argument. Tomorrow I will be on cast. It will be hot. Very early in the morning. Yes, Vumilia, it will be an oven. And addressing the real constituents. Anyway. So, hii pesa, wanatafuta pesa. These guys are broke. The loans are crying. The concubines are crying. You need to service them. Some of us are lucky we don't have concubines. When we have problems, no concubine can look for you. You die alone with men. I'm telling you, if you have concubines, then they will fight over your shirts. Hey. So be straightforward. This is hii pesa inatafutwa. Mwaura a wedding was done for free. If you have got a wedding done for you for free, then you say you have married a wife. That wife was married for you. And I don't want any of these young men to copy that wanafikiri mimi mzee talipa hiyo. Pana, tongoza bibi mzuri, ulipe we mwenyewe, mimi nakuja kukushindikiza. Don't just go and take Miriam's sister. Oh, this. Mzee Dr. Matanga will pay. No! So, such a syndrome creates a lot of problems. Because you are used to ebintu byobwerere. Bitu ya bwerere. That's why this man, Mwaura, is a bwerere man. If someone can marry for you, the wife paid the wedding, a gown and everything, then who are you? When you go to that house, you are useless. But when I've paid my heifers, my bulls, like some of us paid bulls, yes, real men. The woman says, you say, no, unakumbuka hizo ng'ombe zangu zilikuwa 10. Please. But some of these people say, point a finger. That's why the lady says, if you point a finger, I'm gone, man. Wewe hauna kitu. So these are hauna kitu people. They rely on handouts. The president did a wedding for you. You go and insult him. The worst thing, you bring his family. What has his family got to do? Take them to court if you think. Don't bring them in a public rally. Ujinga hii. Let them do what they want. I'm now in command center. Unahesabu, tunahesabu. Paka server zipasuke. Ndio ulileta scientific. Zipasuke zote. The whole world. This is now, you go to KGB, we also go to KGB. Sindio? Unapata hiyo kutoka KGB na sisi wanatupatia. Sasa wache ziwake moto. I've been threatening people kila siku. Thank you very much, Miriam. I hope I've made sense in my fast. After a long time, I am happy even to see the smile alone. I am going to be more happier. I missed your smile so much, and your jokes, all of you, especially Miriam's. Honestly, and I just want to preach to you. Please, wear masks. Wash your hands. Whether in the house, don't go to any necessary parties. Don't go out to unnecessary, useless people. Useless. Useless. They call you, say, no, I'm in my work. This is where this thing is, the disease. So don't go there. Stick to your work. Wake up, put on your laptop. Help. You have done a great job. In the house, I know Professor Onyani could not agree for his children to go back to school. But I am also one of those. Fortunately, I don't have younger kids. I have only one last born who is not married by all standards. But I'm not inviting any applications from the younger generation that is on my television. She's the only one under lockdown, and she's still going to university. But she went and is all right. Is all right, and she was checked, and everything was all right. She's there. But even London here is locked down. Every part is a lockdown. And that is the best that I can teach you, the best I can tell you. The rest, we shall have a family meeting very soon, not on our other Zoom without the punchline, then we talk. But Miriam, thank you very much for the good job you have done. Thank you for the last 2 months. I'm back and I'm doing a great job. Continue keeping the television stations. Continue keeping the television station working. Continue keeping it available to people. God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. And that is
Can I go now? You have any more questions, Karanja?
No.
Any more questions, Miriam?
No.
Any more solutions you want? I've come back with a bang now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to answer all the questions. People who are harassing you, I'm here now.
All right, very well. Let me just get the final remarks from Javan and Douglas, and then I'll pose to you the last question there. Javan, moving forward, BBI.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you very much, Miriam, for that conversation that we've been having. And thank you to Dr. Masanga for bringing it in and bringing those insights that are very helpful. And Miriam, one thing, you have asked the doctor about Isaac Mwaura. Isaac Mwaura was first nominated by the ODM party to represent the people with disabilities. And he later changed tune and he started calling all manner of names to the former prime minister. And he went to Jubilee, he did 1 or 2, 3 things, and he is now nominated. He is nominated the senator. And Miriam, and I have said this, that Isaac Mwaura is not the only albino in this country who has education and who has what it takes to represent those people who have the skin tone pigmentation that is not enough to be on this other side, but they are to represent the albinos. Therefore, he has been this representation nomination for quite a period of time, and I feel time is ripe for him now to go out there and to fight for his space. He go to Ruilu constituency where he comes from, let him vie, and last time Miriam, he tried to vie. He went and stage managed some chaotic, and he turned his ear, and it became dramatic. And it came also to emerge that he was the one who was doing that to attract sympathy votes. And that is not good. Therefore, he should also respect the president, because president paid his, he sponsored his wedding. And he should also respect the president for the fact that he went ahead to nominate him as a senator of this country. And the way forward for the BBI, Miriam, is to continue with the same spirit. Is the president not lose track? The likes of Irungu Kangata will come to distract and to try to divert the attention but President should stick on the line. He should stick on what he has started, because this process is not a process that was initiated by Kangata. This process was initiated by President Uhuru Kenyatta and the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, and they are the only people who can be held responsible for the BBI process and accountable for all the good things that the BBI is promising to this country. And when the BBI sails through, and this country will be peaceful, we'll have a peaceful election where it will not be a dual-die election. When the fight against corruption will be realized, then the likes of Kangata will be ashamed, because they want to try and divert the attention of President from what he is doing to unite this country. And number two, he should also make sure that, because he comes from Mount Kenya region, that now he starts it officially to popularize the BBI document with the right people, because we have tried using the likes of Kangata, but they are turning out to be betrayers. Now he should use the like-minded people with his agenda, people who have a track record of peace-loving and unifying this country. Those are the people who should be given the front line of championing the agenda of the BBI in the Mount Kenya region. And if possible, he should also come here as a person and talk to his people, because Miriam, at the end of the day, the people of Mount Kenya region still trusts President Uhuru Kenyatta and the good works that he did. He brought William Ruto to us in 2013, and we are still, and he got into a position of the deputy president, and we are still waiting for the direction that he will take this country, because he has brought peace. And out of that handshake between him and the deputy president in 2013, we had a peaceful coexistence within Rift Valley that was not there in 2007. And now he has brought a peace for all countries. The 2013 peace was this was a pilot process to see whether these things can work, but it has worked. And now he has extended to all the country through the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga to bring all this country into one uniform thinking country, where we can now focus on development, but not the politics of divisions and the class struggles that are introduced by the likes of the deputy president. He should continue working on that. Let him come in the Mount Kenya region, and Miriam, I tell you, the day the campaign will start, this Hassarism agenda will be forgotten in this Mount Kenya region, because I feel, apart from Rift Valley and some few Kenyans in Mount Kenya region who support the Hassarism agenda, this Hassarism agenda is a fallacy, is just a notion, is something that does not hold water, and it can be tarnished with 2 or 3 rounds across Mount Kenya region. And we start telling people the right information. We start using the brokers who are hijacking the process and making it look like it's their own process, the likes of Isaac Mwaura and Irungu Kangata and Moses Kuria. Let's have people who preach the true gospel spearheading this process in Mount Kenya region as the President backyard, and he also still continue working on his legacy. We have seen the renovated meter gauge railway to Nanyuki, how people are happy with it. Those are the kind of development that are coming to Mount Kenya region, and it's just a matter of time that Irungu Kangata will realize that he meant the survey that he did is vice versa. It is 80% of Mount Kenya region who will end up supporting the BBI process. Thank you.
All right, very well. And before Douglas, you come in to give your last submission there, just as part of that letter by Kangata. Let me just read, some part of it. Mr. Kangata also proposes a parallel BBI supporting structure headed by a quasi-politician be established to manage MPs. Maybe a well-resourced office of the Secretary General can suffice. This office should be doing the selling of government agenda in the region, including BBI, which for now seems to be uncoordinated. On the issue of economic deprivation, I politely propose the philosophy of underpinning the government's last budget in 2021-2022 financial year. It can be recasted to tilt to some degree towards income-boosting measures like widening or welfareism, including cash transfer programs. So, but the key thing here, Mr. Kangata said, is perhaps there needs to be a quasi-politician, be established, like an office there that is funded there to spearhead the BBI popularization campaigns there in the central region. So it all boils down to the money there. Maybe that will be an opportunity. I don't know. But Douglas, what do you make of all that, even as you give your last submission?
Thank you, Miriam, and thank you for that addition. I had forgotten before. This secretariat that Kangata is talking about, we have had a BBI secretariat. First of all, we had a task force that had their own secretariat. Now we have a BBI secretariat that is fully functional, and it has their own staff and it is working. It has even their own CEO. What Kang'ata is saying is funds should be devolved from BBI secretariat to his Murang'a backyard so that he can be able to eat that money, so that that money will be devolved in Mandera, so that the MP for Mandera East can eat that money, so that the MP for Suna East can eat that money, so that MP for Senator for Busia, Amos Wako, can eat that money. What we are saying is that Kang'ata is hell-bent on making good money. I think as a majority whip in the Senate, he had thought that he's going to make a lot of money from BBI process, and that money is not coming out. So what is Kang'ata proposing? Kang'ata is proposing through some funny letters through the media that they should have an office that specifically deals with MPs and well-resourced. Well-resourced means that millions have to be poured. Maybe in dollars, millions of dollars should be poured into that so that it can be popularized. The last time I checked, the Reverend Moses Kirema, my MP, does not speak for me, does not speak for my people. The only thing he can do is the mandate that we sent him to Parliament to do and vote on for and on behalf of our people. In terms of BBI, or the Honorable Kang'ata, Senator for Murang'a, the majority whip in the Senate, is wrong. What he wants is money to eat. What majority whip in the Senate should be told is that he is paid as a senator for Murang'a. He cannot be paid as a propagandist for BBI. The people of Kenya want BBI for themselves. And this boils down, Miriam, to where I began in the morning when we had the newspaper review. Boils down to one, that the people of Kenya don't want majority whip Kang'ata and fellow MPs fattened and given more money in terms of millions of dollars, as he is talking about a well-resourced office to handle MPs. Who are they? Are they ex so that they can be handled? The people of Kenya want BBI for themselves. They want BBI so that constituencies can be handled in Mount Kenya region, so that money for CDF can be added in their millions, so that our region can grow. We don't want money in the house of Senator for Murang'a. Actually, in that letter, the Senator for Murang'a said majority of his respondents came from Murang'a County, and then he had to conclude that the survey has to speak for 6 million people, whereas the most respondents come from Murang'a County. He said his survey is not scientific. It is not only scientific, it is frivolous for the senator of Murang'a County to think that over 6 million people can be abandoned into his own Murang'a backyard and also be termed as the people of Mount Kenya who are speaking. The people of Mount Kenya did not speak. It is the stomach of Senator for Murang'a, Irungu Kang'ata, that is speaking. What is he speaking from Murang'a? It is the punks, anger punks from the people who are supposed to be spearheading the BBI agenda in Mount Kenya, but they are not getting handouts. In BBI, we are not giving anyone handouts. They should go to Tangatanga where they were before, where they used to get 100K per week so that they can go for Harambes. They miss their days in Tangatanga where Aurora and Kimorel Dam money was poured. Every Monday, every Friday, they used to go and pick money. The envelope was dropped to 50K, to 30K. They miss those days. They miss those days when they would be given 200K, 100K for their concubines and wives, and 100K to donate in Harambes to show that the deputy president has support. Miriam, I can say this candidly that the people of Mount Kenya don't want an office fully funded in terms of millions of dollars to fatten the senator for Murang'a, Irungu Kang'ata, who has gone to his own Kiaro backyard and a few places in Murang'a and done a poll that he has now contorted and also construed to mean that this survey talks for the people of Meru, the people of Embu, the people of Tharaka Nithi, and the people of Laikipia, and the people of Nyeri, and the people of Kiambu. The senator for Murang'a is inconsistent, he is a liar, and also he has been led by the anger punks in his own stomach, and he cannot be able to support, to talk for the people. Mm-hmm. And the way forward for BBI, as I conclude, Miriam, is this. BBI should continue the way it is, and so that by 21st of June, 2021, this year, we can be able to deliver the referendum so that we can change the constitution, so that we can deal with the few people like Kang'ata who have an interest of their own. Because politicians in this country have fashioned themselves to speak for the people, whereas they're speaking for their own stomachs. Mm-hmm. at this point in time, we have seen a Kang'ata, a trained lawyer who can go on and make documents that are supposed to go to their own party ranks and also come and speak for the people of Central Province. Shame on Senator from Murang'a. Shame on you, because at the end of the day, you cannot purport to speak for me. I am in Meru, Jevan is in Nanyuki, and the people of Nanyuki were not that savvy did not reach where Jevan is and where I am and my mothers in Meru, and the people of Meru and everywhere in Central Province. Over 6 million people cannot be bundled into a small letter that Kang'ata wrote because he wanted BBI money so that he can march together with his friends in Murang'a and also his voters in Murang'a.
Right.
So we need Senator from Murang'a to stick to his mandate from people of Murang'a, and if the mandate that was under by his party, Jubilee Party of Kenya, in Senate as a Senate Majority Whip, if it is too hot for him, he should be whipped in the morning, and by evening we should have shown another Majority Whip in Senate.
Right.
And we wish the BBI Secretariat team all the best as they dismantle this rise and also deliver a referendum that is spearheaded by the Right Honorable Raila Odinga and the President of the Republic of Kenya. I submit.
All right, very well. Thank you so much. And Doctor, going back just a couple of months ago when Kang'ata was elected the majority leader there in the Senate, you were not particularly very enthusiastic about his leadership. You had some doubts on it. And now, as we have seen him lead through, especially during the revenue allocation, debate there in the Senate, we saw how that turned out, and we've been seeing him throughout this process. Is he becoming a liability to the Jubilee Party in regards to the leadership there in Senate? Doctor has left. All right, very well. Dr. Matanga seems to have left the conversation, but I think that is maybe, Jevan, do you want to answer that, and then we can just conclude the show?
Yeah, thank you very much, Miriam. And I think time is ripe, and I agree with Douglas that the leadership skills of Irungu Kang'ata are not proving to be the man who can marshal even numbers. If we fail to marshal during the revenue sharing formula and a government agenda failed in the Senate, then it's unfortunate. And the best thing to do is to whip him, is to send him packing, because now you have seen even the tone he is using. He is looking for money. He is here to scoff money, and he is talking of formation of a secretariat that will be funded by the government to oversee and to popularize the BBI agenda in Mount Kenya region. Therefore, this man is after getting more money, is after creating wealth, and that is not the case here, because there are people who are supporting BBI out of goodwill, without coerced, without being forced, and they are doing it for the sake of this country. And if it's about money, Irungu Kang'ata is a lawyer. He can go out there and start working as practicing a lawyer. I think is a field that can get him enough coins rather than trying to get money through blackmail and trying to scare the president and to make him give him money that is not significant, because at the end of the day, these amounts will go to his own pocket and to feed his family and friends.
All right, thank you so much. And I see, Doctor, you're back. Is Senate Majority Leader there becoming a liability when it comes to the leadership there in the House? And also, is it becoming an impediment in regards to popularizing, this BBI in the central region?
Yes. First of all, Miriam, I just want to tell you that he's already an impediment. To be very honest, the center cannot hold anymore. How will he look at the president? How will he go to him to seek permission to move motions? How will he whip the same people, the same senators, when he has openly? I have no problem with somebody writing a letter to the president. I have no, but why do you copy to the press? Then what was the meaning? When you can pick a phone and talk to the president and say, can I come to your place and explain it to you? That is what has pained me more. I don't care about Kang'ata refusing BBI or whatever it is. What has pained me more as a friend of the president and a friend of the people of Kenya is the level of insanity that the politicians in Kenya tend to have. The deputy president himself has the president's telephone number. He can go and talk to him. Why does he bring these things in the public? It is undermining the credibility of the legacy of the president. And that is all. My quarrel is that. Therefore, Kangata's credibility in the Senate is diminished. I think that's the question you asked.
Yes, and also the intention. Why was it necessary for him to write? Like you said that he would have, this is something you have in private, perhaps a phone call and sit down and have a one-on-one chat. What was the intention perhaps of this letter?
Because of the Machiavellian, Nikolai Machiavellian operations. It exposed Nikolai Machiavelli, the prince, the fury. The leader sends you to do something, you reach the Mediterranean Sea and sell the goods, and reach there and say the goods were not given to me. That is Machiavelli. And the owner of Machiavellian politics, the master, is the deputy president himself. The president sent him out to see projects. He started preaching his own gospel for 2022, leaving the president on a dry rock, dry sand, no water. When the president realized later on, no project was going on. The man had made a lot of money out of all these companies. All managing directors who have cases in the DCI, all of them cry one source, the Sky Team source. Do you remember the Sky Team source? Douglas. Do you remember the Sky Team? Who was the leader of the Sky Team source? Murkomen. The Sky Team helicopter men who used to fly from one industry to the other, one parastatal to the other, collecting money.
And the Kindiki.
Yeah, and that Kindiki. That's the Sky Team source group. They collected a lot of money, huge money. In fact, no wonder this money is not getting away. It's not getting finished at all. All managing directors, KPLC, managing directors of all companies who are in DCI docket, all of them cry over one thing.
All right.
So there you are. Mm-hmm. It is not worth it. It is the most dangerous scenario we have. A majority whip becoming whipless. Yeah. And by the way, this is time, this is also the time to injure character of, he doesn't even fit. The way he dresses, his suits are like they are made from Kikomba. These type of things, or bird as Mitumba. That type of caliber. Let the president next time some people who are worth it.
All right, Doctor, thank you.
Instead of having Mikomba suits, you have seen the way he dresses, the way he talks, as if he was, what type? This such a person, if he was coming for introduction for my daughter, I will chase him through the window.
All right. Doctor, thank you so much. Douglas Kirimi from Meru, thank you.
Thank you very much.
German, thank you.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Continue for the good work in Nairobi all the time. I will be here in the morning, always 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Always count on me.
So
I will be here supportive because that's the time, 10 o'clock, which is 7 o'clock in London time, when I was woken up and when everybody, my wife wouldn't like to have too much, I talk too much noise. Mm-hmm. I'm talking because she's already gone to work. And that is the basis. So 10 o'clock, not 10, 11 o'clock finds me alone in the house.
That's
in
good.
my study place.
That's good
So
timing.
please, thank you very much. Asante sana. I am very happy to see the smile. I think I'm just going to enjoy the day.
All right. Doctor, thank you so much. And Brexit finally happened on the 31st of last
Oh,
month.
yes.
Yes.
We are independent now.
Let's see how that will work out for you.
We are independent.
Yeah.
We can now, and it is beneficial to Kenya, bring that topic sometime this month.
All
I will
right.
explain. It is very good for Kenya to sell its goods directly. You don't have to measure your peas, your beans, your choroko, your flour, your mira through the European Union. But you can now, your food standards, the people from Britain, SGS, will verify, and you can import or export your goods direct. Any Commonwealth country is direct importation of the goods, bananas, cassava, potatoes, peas, matoke, mbogoya, pineapples, okra. You know, you can see, I can mention all these things. These are the things eaten by Bazungu. They don't have them. They don't have the organic. Is it organic?
It is organic.
Organic, the real thing growing from the soil, the good volcanic soil, the good soil near Siaya, that makes people grow nicely. So that is exactly the situation, Miriam. It is very good for the people of Britain. It's very good, but it is very good for telling people to create more states in Africa. What do you think people in Nigeria will want to do? The Biafrans would want to say, we want our own state. If Britain can get away from European Union, why are you lumping us together? It also has negative effects. Yesterday, I have got a small, talk on red television, Arise Television of London, which comes at 12 every midnight, which is midnight Kenya time when you people are sleeping. I was there and I was talking, they were asking me about Kenya. But let me tell you, Miriam, African mindset is almost the same. There are some Nigerians who think there is no AIDS, there is no COVID. They say, oh, it's not there. You see, we must change the mindset, Jamen. We take the children to school, but look at the teachers now. How many teachers are looking after children? We can see the children wearing masks, but how long will they wear masks? If we real people put our masks down here for decoration, Matanga, the V, some people have even gone, you know, this is a very serious thing, Miriam. Sometime we shall talk about it on a serious note.
Okay.
People have gone to manufacture bokora, what are they called? In Swahili, the masks are called what?
Barakoa.
Barakoa.
Barakoa. People have gone to manufacture Douglas, Javan. This is not a joke. Wear a mask. Don't go for designer, which allows air. You see? So I want to thank you very much again. The topic today was good. Let's see tomorrow. I'm available all the time.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you, our viewers, for watching. My name is Miriam Magutu. A very good afternoon.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.